Good morning once again. I'm just going to do a quick review of what happened yesterday because it wasn't very good. I didn't follow my protocol. As you can see, I'm just on the 1 minute chart straight away and started marking things up. I say to myself, look, there's a market structure shift on the 1 minute time frame. I haven't even checked the 1 hour to see if which way order flow is. In my head, I was, we're looking for lower prices. We're in a sale program. But I didn't check that for myself. I jumped in right away thinking, okay, we're going down. This is our market maker model, sell model. We've the 8:30 manipulated. We've had a reversal. I've put on my stop loss, so which is good in itself. But as you can see, price is moving along slowly. There's a little bit of profit. It's retracing to that breaker block, which is where I first entered, and then you'll see that I enter a second trade as it goes back in there again. And I also put on my stop loss, which is good. I reduced the take profit just slightly in case we only go to that fair value gap that you can see there. So as we continue, price just kind of goes sideways, really. And this is the point, as much as we say that, price consolidates and continues, it doesn't consolidate in reverse. So that's what was going on in my head. I can see SMT. I'm using the SMT detector. Go to smtdetector.com from Zeus's team. This is my first time using it actually, because I don't know, I feel like you should manually be able to spot these things yourself as much as the detector can assist in saving you time, but I think you need to be able to train your eyes to see these things as well, so that you're able to make these decisions, because you never know, that SMT detector may not work soon enough. Zuzi and his team just disappear off the face of the earth, and there's no there's no indicator for you to use. So what then do you do? So I don't want to rely on the detector, but I said, let me just try it and see how it goes, because I'm in the mentorship. I get the first 30 days complimentary, and then can continue paying for it. So I'm going to use this next 30 days because I said to myself, right, the next 30 days I'm going to use this, and this is my last chance to kind of make sure that I can remain profitable before I can go onto my live account. But obviously today I have already had, yesterday was an epic fail because I wasn't reading this, and I wasn't reading this correctly, reading the tape and looking at exactly what the tape was telling me. And this is the point. It's really should be telling you something. As you can see, I'm just kind of really monitoring this as a whole to see the back and forth and up and down, to see where the price is going. But I'm hanging on to my idea that we're going to get lower prices. I haven't checked the range of the previous cycle, and if you even look closely, this 830 cycle didn't take out, you didn't get a higher high, so it was a mitigation block, wasn't it? So that market structure shift, that wasn't right. That should have been a mitigation block. I didn't go back and check ES either. I'm just assuming, we got consolidation till 9:30. Okay, I'll mark up my 9:30 point. I'm waiting, but that's all I'm focused on. I haven't even looked to see. I didn't drop down to any other time frames. I've not looked at the 1 hour. I've not looked at anything, not 15 minutes, any higher time frame, to see what is really truly going on. As you can see, the bottom part of this consolidation has gone into a fair value gap. That's support in the fair value gap. We know this. So why didn't I see that yesterday? I didn't see it. I wasn't looking for it. I see SMT at the top. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, okay, SMT at the top, we're going down. But there's no higher time frame SMT at the top either. So, and we're getting higher prices, says SMT at the bottom. So that's telling me higher prices are coming. But I'm not listening. I'm not reading. I'm not listening. The indicators are telling me, everything is telling me, really and truly, if I was to really look at this, I see we drop below the previous cycle, the previous 30-second cycle, 30-minute cycle, I should say. Take that liquidity, and we start to move up again. I'm just thinking, this is it. This is where I just check back on the 1 hour. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, we've just taken that high. I'm looking for us to, we've taken that high, and then we're going to drop down lower. That's what I'm thinking. We're in that 1 hour fair value gap. And we're going to drop down lower. That's what I'm thinking. I'm checking on the 15-minute. Again, I'm seeing that high, you notice, so I just said to myself, do you know what, let me raise it, because it could retrace up, just to take that 15-minute liquidity and then drop lower. So that was my thought process at the time. Now we're approaching the 9:30. Well, no, 9:45. And I'm actually going to just skip forward. I mean, well, it's only a few more minutes, but I think, as I say, this is the point that, you've really got to read the charts, read every single candle to know what is happening. And you've got to be nimble enough to be able to change what you're doing. So I have my protocol. I didn't even look at it. I didn't look at my higher time frame. I didn't look at my first, my analysis, higher time frame, my top-down analysis to know it's happening. So all of the things that I should have been doing, I didn't do. I look at this as a order block, and I'm saying to myself, well, this is my last point. So price could return there and then continue lower. That was the thought process, which I don't think is necessarily wrong, but it's not aligned to the higher time frame. So, and when it doesn't happen, then you need to be able to adjust. And this is the thing, when you get to the point where you're not too sure what is happening, then you have to be able to, as I say, take stock. I could have just closed everything here and been in profit. Because of this consolidation, it's very risky to wait until 9:30, because you don't know what's going to happen at that 9:30 injection of liquidity. So you're waiting for that 9:45 macro to get your setup, not the 9:30 open. Let the 9:30 happen, but you don't want to be in a trade before 9:30 is what I've learned from what happened yesterday. And that's really hit home for me. So if I'm doing the 8:45 macro, I've got to do 8:45 and be out by 9:15 before 9:30. So here I see this drop down, and I'm thinking, yeah, we're going. I'm thinking 9:30 might open, retrace up to that order block, and then we continue lower. But as you can see, you'll notice what happens in just a moment. As we approach down, I'm thinking, yeah, we're going down. We notice we've got SMT. There I'm looking for price to go to that order block and then drop down. Here we go. I'm thinking, yeah, we're good. We are good. 9:30 may move to the order block and take internal liquidity, then continue lower. That was the thought process. So there we have it, 9:30. Watch what happened. We shoot up. I'm thinking, yep, oops, now this is the problem. We've gone past our liquidity and bang, hit my stop loss. I'm out. Hang on a minute, and this is exactly what I should have done before. Look at my range of the previous cycle. Price returned exactly to the 50% of consequent encroachment of that previous cycle, and we know that when price retraces, it can retrace to the 50% and then react. But look what happened. Notice how I then start chasing. I start to chase and think this is the reversal, but it isn't. It really is not the reversal. Rather than adjusting and using the same order block that could be inverted, that was now my support. That was my reason to go long. That's where I should have been thinking about going long. Look how you've got those wicks that go straight into that order block and continue on up higher. But I didn't adjust. I kept thinking that we were going to go lower eventually and price was going to turn around. Why? Because I didn't look at the higher time frame in enough analysis to see the liquid draw on the liquidity on the higher time frame. I put my stop loss on, so at least that's something. But unfortunately I get stopped out once more. But all the signs were there for me to know not to, that I wasn't listening to the tape. I wasn't reading the tape. All the signs were there, go long, go long, go long, but I didn't. And as it says, I should have seen it coming. The price retraced to 50% of the previous price cycle. So even though it's done that, why am I still looking for a short? It's already done it. It's happened. I'm holding on to the previous cycle. So as you can see, price continues. I get stopped out again, and essentially that's it. That's what happens. And so it's unfortunate, but it was a lesson that needed to be learned for myself. And as you can see, and this is the kicker why because whilst I put the stop losses on and I got stopped out on this occasion, you'll see you would have seen that price continued on higher up until about the 11 o'clock candle, and then that's when you see continue up higher. And I think at this point, this is where I just say to myself, you know what, enough is enough, let me close the laptop and be done with it. 2 losses. But as you can see, this is just a screen grab of the current situation. 11 o'clock was the high of the day, so I just missed it. And then we saw the continuous retracement back down. So as we move into today, my higher time frame analysis, I'm looking to see on that 1 hour busy if we continue to reject it and then continue lower. So I am still looking for sales. My higher time frame analysis is telling me that, although I do see quite a few equal highs. Could we be going longer? But it all depends on whether or not we break through that BISI, that 1 hour BISI, and use it as support to continue higher prices, or we reject it and continue down and get the lower prices for the rest of the day. Monday, high of the day. Monday, Tuesday, high of the day. Wednesday, Thursday, lower of the day. Friday, retracement. That's generally the order flow, or the flow of a week, generally speaking. So that's it. That's my review of yesterday and what I'm looking for today. I will record once more and see what happens today, but I've started off the day right. I've written in the journal. It's 8:45 only, so I've still got time to do my analysis ahead of the 9:45 macro. So 9:45 it is only, looking at the news and following the protocol. So that's my lesson for today. Follow the protocol. Thanks ever so much for watching. Let me know in the comments anything else, you know, how I'm doing, if I should just quit this or continue. But yeah, I've subscribed for more videos, or have a look through some of the others. There was a few wins actually from Friday that I didn't post, but I might just do them as shorts just for fun. Anyway, thanks ever so much. Have a good day.